Alright guys, so the next video, it's all going to be Corona today. It really, really is. But let's jump into this. Woman 39 dies with beer bug symptoms before test results return. Oh my god, Trump is such a monster. How could he? Here he is going through and literally not giving this lady 39 a test, and that's possibly killed her. Like, why would he not test her and get her tested? Well, this is the proof that the media is full of shees. Let's jump into it. The young woman, 39, died suddenly with beer bug symptoms after being deemed a low risk for testing by a medical clinic. No, not exactly true, but anyway. So a 39-year-old woman has suddenly died before her beer bug results were ready. So, Natasha from New Orleans died overnight after coming down with a cold less than 2 weeks ago. So how long is it taking for a test to get back, right? That's the question we all should be asking. Well, her longtime partner, Josh Anderson, has said. Mr. Anderson wrote on Facebook that his girlfriend, a social worker, had initially passed on being tested for the deadly virus as she was considered a low risk by her employer, Discontent, a medical clinic in New Orleans. But after she didn't get any better, Miss Otter was tested on Monday this week. She was found dead in her kitchen yesterday, which was Friday, by the way, after telling Mr. Anderson she felt something in her lungs. Now, look, at the end of the day, obviously she's a pretty girl. Obviously anybody dying is a catastrophe, blah, 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 right? But here's the thing. It's not the fact that she died before her test results came back. The biggest thing that stopped her from getting better here was the fact that she deliberately passed on being tested. Now, she was trying to do the right thing, right? She passed on the test because at the end of the day, she wanted to help someone. But in a lengthy Facebook post, Mr. Anderson said that Otter had been feeling up and down on her final days, with her final text message at 8:36 a.m. on Friday, the day of her death, reading, "A little better and hopeful. The herbs seem to be helping." What herbs? But anyway. Mr. Anderson said he attempted to contact several times and check on her at 8 p.m. No one answered the door. I walked to the back of the house and noticed the rear door and opening into a fenced yard was open. I went to the back and found her in the kitchen. I know these things, friends. Our government is prepared for this pandemic in a way, and that has all costs. I know these things, friends. Our government is ill-prepared for this pandemic in a way, and that it will cost lives. It's the government's fault that your girlfriend refused to get a test. She felt sick originally 2 weeks ago, and she didn't get tested. But moving along. But it's the government's fault, right? Mr. Anderson also told the New Orleans Advocate that Miss Otter should have been tested earlier when she showed symptoms, but there are only a handful of test kits available at her workplace. She could have gotten a test last Friday, but they only had 5 tests and she didn't want to use one of them, Mr. Anderson said. According to the publication, Noel Twiltback, the CEO of Crescent Care, confirmed Mr. Otter was a former employee and that she had died, but declined to say anything more than citing respect for her family. And then, of course, they then try and use Trump talking about a possible treatment as leverage in a news article, because if we can politicize a dead woman, we will. But look, at the end of the day, obviously at the end of the day, this girl should have been tested originally. Okay, regardless of your age, if you're showing symptoms, you go and get tested. I did. I had symptoms on Monday. I went and got tested on Thursday. I didn't wait over a week. I waited about 3 days. Even though I was sure I didn't have it, I still got tested within a week. This lady didn't get tested within 2. And she works in the medical profession. Who would have thought a medical doctor is probably at a higher risk of contracting it than someone who does my job? And I'm not going to say what my job is, sorry. But at the end of the day, I'm probably a low risk. But I still went and got tested. I still went to the doctor and got tested. Well, they didn't test me. They made me go, they looked at my throat and then realised I've got tonsillitis. But anyway. But at the end of the day, here she is, literally working in a medical profession, exposed to this outbreak. And her response is, nah, mate, she'll be right. I won't go and get tested. But the herbs are, and I'd like to know what she meant by the herbs are helping. It seems like it might be some new agey schlick. And moving along, they obviously didn't help her at all, did it? And look, guys, the moral of the story regarding this, if you're not feeling well, go and go to the doctor and get tested. Okay? Especially now over in America, they've got these drive-through testing areas and stuff like that. If you think you think you might have it, go and get tested. Okay? Only if you've got symptoms though, right? Like, let's not, be a hypochondriac about everything. But yeah, she waited 2 weeks and then subsequently died. Who would have thought? Now, obviously, that said, it still took the test 5 days to get back, and in Australia, it's no better. I have a work friend who was tested, and it took over a week for the results to get back. So, it's nothing to do with Trump. Alright, you can put your orange man bad, Trump derangement syndrome, knock it down a peg or two, because even in Australia, where we have nothing to do with Trump, it still took over a week. I should actually check on my mate, see if I think it came back negative, but yeah. But anyway. But yeah, he was tested on Monday, I think it was, or Tuesday. And Tuesday it was, and by Friday, I think he was still received the results, or he was receiving the results on Friday. So, yeah, not much better than in America, really. But guys, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Moral of the story, if you think you might have this virus and you've been and you got symptoms, then go to the doctor. Alright, I did it, you do it, it's okay. If I can suck it up and go to the doctor, even though I hate doctors, then at the end of the day, you should do it. Especially over in America, where they've got drive-through testing areas. But apart from that, guys, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. If this video has been helpful, please smack that like. If you're new to the channel, welcome and subscribe. Apart from that, guys, video 4 coming up soon, and then live streams for back to more Call of Duty. Apart from that, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Have a great night and enjoy.